Busy Bawoni, I hope you're okay. How's everything? My dear, I got your letter last night and I beg, I no feel laugh. You are worried about the forthcoming jam examinations. There's nothing to be worried about. No be this jam. You go pass am. You are particularly worried about the poetry aspect of literature. That is not difficult at all. That's why I'll try as much as possible to explain all the poems for you sequentially, starting from A Government Driver on His Retirement by Onu Chibuike. Now, the summary of the poem in a sentence is that it is dangerous to drink when you drive and that it is also dangerous to over-celebrate. Now let's go into the poem deeply. It consists of 6 stanzas and 33 lines. If you check the first 5 stanzas of the poem, it is filled with happiness and it is also filled with a tone of fulfillment. The poet introduces the first line of the poem with many years on wheel. Now this one simply tells us that the main character in this poem is a driver and he has been driving for many years, and specifically he has been driving for 35 years, actively, faithfully and devotedly. He celebrates his devoted service to his fatherland and he retires and goes home. In the second stanza, Onu Chibuike explains the fact that throughout the years of being a driver, this man has not taken any alcohol. They shayo, they take alcohol, they take shekwe. As an obedient driver, he has been obeying all rules and regulations of the driving profession. They drink, they drive anyhow, they enter into pothole, they do any nyama things. He has been obeying all the rules and regulations of driving. Now, after serving actively and faithfully for 35 years, he is now free. He can go home. He can go and rest. He can go and revisit all those things that he has not been doing before. He can go and drink and he can enjoy himself. In the third stanza, he invites his friends and families and well-wishers on his enemies to celebrate with him as he's free from his duty. He no longer has to wake up by 5 o'clock or 4:30 a.m. to go and drive one Oga to his place of work. He can sleep till 7, till 8 and do whatever he likes. So he intends to celebrate his freedom by drinking after 35 years of faithful service. Those drinks that he has abstained from. Oh, what is wrong with my mouth, sir? Those drinks that he has abstained from, he is going to come back to them and he's going to drink and drink and drink. He's going to take Amarula, he's going to take Irish cream, he's going to take Ogogoro, Gouda, everything. He's going to take everything. Now, as a reward to appreciate him for his faithful service to his fatherland, he's given a brand new car in the first stanza. More, see freeze, see enjoyment too. Now, in the fifth stanza, he calls on his friends, his families, and well-wishers once again to come and celebrate and rejoice with him because he has been finally rewarded for his undented 35 years of active service. He is now a chairman, a king, and his patience has rewarded him. My dear, the sixth stanza, end well, and that's the last stanza. It ends on a sad note, and we weren't expecting him to end that way. After celebrating his brand new car, he was coming from that celebration party. This man don't drink. The eyes don't turn. He dey see 7 star. Road don't become bush don't become road. So he just went, he swerved to anywhere and he was involved in a fatal accident and he died on the spot. Oh, so pathetic. What are the lessons that we must learn from this poem? Just like I said, one lesson that should resonate in our mind is that it is dangerous to over-celebrate. Celebrate moderately. Also, it is dangerous to drink when you drive. If you must drive, don't drink. If you must drink, don't drive. That's what all those FRSC people used to tell us. So now, the poet explains to the reader that alcohol consumption is very dangerous, especially when you are driving, because it affects your vision and your sight. In his excitement, He jumps into a new car after being drunk. Unfortunately, he died. Throughout this poem, it is obvious that alcohol makes people lose their vision, and it is very dangerous to drink and drive at the same time. What are the elements in this poem? What are the techniques employed by the poets in this poem? The first one is the mood. Mood is simply the way a poem makes the reader feel. The first 5 stanzas presents a happy mood filled with excitement, happiness, fulfillment, celebration, and the likes. He is excited from the first stanza to the fifth. However, the last stanza is filled with a mood of pity, shock, regret. And we weren't expecting the death of the driver. Another technique employed in this poem is that of imagery. Imagery creates an expression in the mind of the readers. It helps us to convey information, it helps the poet to convey information and feeling to the reader. Now, the first 5 lines give the picture of the poetic personal profession with many years on wheel. He's a driver who is happy because of his faithful service to his fatherland. Boozy throats in line 5 signify gustatory imagery, which means that the driver who has been driving all these years has not taken alcohol for a long time and is hungry for it. I hope you simply understand the government driver on his retirement by Chibuike.